Alright YouTube, in this video we are going to see how to create shopping cart website using vanilla JavaScript. You'll get the source code in the description. Fine, let's get into it. You can see there is the add to cart button. If you click add to cart, the product will be added. Now you're getting what's in this code. You will be able to add only once. So if you see iPhone 6 is already in the cart, it is not allowing us to add. iPhone 5 is already in the cart, it is not allowing us to add again. Now, and these are the steps I have created in the notepad. You'll get it in the description along with the source code. Fine, as I have already shown you. Now in this case, update total price on adding product. You can see the total price is 30,000 right now. It's 18 plus 12 is 30. If you wish to remove, the price is updating automatically with the help of JavaScript. If you click 18,000 product, the total amount is 18,000. If you click one more product, you can see the sum of both the products. Now the price will be updated once you remove. If you wish to remove from the cart, you can see the price is updated. I'm removing the 18,000. Now you can see 12,000 is there, so it is also dynamically summing it up by the JavaScript, and you can see it in the HTML. Fine, now let me remove all the script and start from scratch. I won't be creating HTML and CSS, but I can show you what are the necessary codes, and I would explain you. Take a pause the video and look at it. Fine, now this is the dummy product, iPhone 2. Fine, now you can see we have a body, and in the body I have already linked the bootstrap and the my CSS and the JavaScript in the head section. Fine, inside the body we have two columns. These two columns hold the product. You can see it's a row. This is the first column, which is the first product, which is iPhone 5, and this is the second column, which is the second product, which is iPhone 6. Let me comment it and show you. It's just a copy of the first column. So we have a container called product container. Inside the product container we have four divs. The first div is simply the image, the second div is simply the image with the class, and the second div is simply the title with the class product title. I'm saving it so that we can use it in the JavaScript. Now we have a third div, which is the product price, and the fourth div is simply the add to cart button. Now the same thing is I'm going to copy it and paste it to the second column. Let me uncomment it, and that's it. Now below that there is the add to cart section, which is created with the help of Bootstrap Pro. The first row will simply have it's a container. Inside the container we have two rows at present, but we can dynamically add many rows with the help of JavaScript just by clicking add to cart. At present I have only two rows. The first row holds the headings, the second row holds the product details. As you can see, it's a cart image with the class cart image, and it's the cart's title with the class cart title, and it's the cart's price with the class, and in the last column we have remove button. Fine, now this is all we have. Now let's get into the JavaScript. It says add listener to the add to cart button. Now we are getting into the add to cart. As you have seen, I have already taken the classes name. So with the help of document.getElements by class name, you will get the div which has the class add to cart. Since it's a class, there is the option of having multiple classes in the same page. So you can see at present we have two classes which has the name add to cart. So I'm going to run the for loop. Let me show you by adding add listener to the variable. It won't work because there are more than one add to cart buttons. So this is a function which will run when I click it. Let me initialize the function and show you the alert message first. As I have said, we have multiple class in a page, so this won't work. To achieve the result, we would be running the for loop. It says it's not a function. Now what we need to do is we need to run a for loop and this for loop will run till the total number of classes is found by the variable dot length, and this will make sure it starts from 0 and ends till the number of classes in the current document. So we need to pass the I, don't forget that, or it won't work. If you click on add to add, it says button clicked. So our add to cart, add listener is working, add event listener is funking. Now the third thing is we are going to get the image, title and price of the product which we have chosen. So get the e dot target, what it will do is it will get you the current element. The current element is going to be the add to cart button, because we have added add to cart listener to that. So if I console and log and show you, e dot target will give you the button of add to cart. You can see the add to cart button, we got it with the help of e dot target. Now we need the parent of the add to cart button. The parent of the add to cart button, let me show you. Add to cart, you can see we are getting the first one. If I click on the second one, you can see the one is not showing up. Okay, now as I said, we have got the current add to cart button, so we need to get the parent of it. The parent of it will be the container, which is, it's the add to cart button and this is the container. We will be getting the product container, and with the help of get elements by class name, we can get all the details inside the container. The first detail we would be requiring, let me show you with the help of console log. You can see I will get the parent element. Inside the parent element, if you click on the parent element, you will get all the details. Fine. Now with the help of product container, we are going to get the image source, we are going to get the product title, we are going to get the price. I have already taken the class while defining the HTML. Let me show you, let me save it to the appropriate variable. If I show you product title, you can see if I click on it, it says it is giving the collection pass the 0 index, and if you want the text, just the text, you need to pass dot inner text. And now you will not get the HTML, but you will get only the text node, which is the product name. Now if you click on add to cart, you can see iPhone 5, which is the title. If you click on the second, you can see iPhone 6 has shown up. Now you are clear how to get the product title. Now we are going to do the same thing for prices and the image. We are not going to get the image itself, we are going to get the image source, image src. Inside that we will get the path, so we will get the path. So you can see this is the product image. We'll use this class which I have given it img, so it is not init text, it is src attribute. I need the src attribute. Let's console log and check whether we are getting the, yes, we are getting the source of the image, which is the link. Fine. Now the next step is we're going to create a row. Now we have all the details. Now these details we will append it to the add to cart section. So I'll define a function called add new row in cart, and this function will have some argument which we for the title, the price and the image. And let's define the function, and this function will have the HTML, and this HTML we will append it to the div of the add to cart section. So the first thing we need, it says create row. So to create the row we need the div element. You can see this is how the HTML looks like. We have div, and inside the div we have all the classes. So we are going to create the, sorry for that, we are going to create the element called div, and we will store it into a variable called div. And this div will have the class called row, which I have already shown you inside the product, the card section. We have the class row. So div dot class list dot add, and inside the add we would be passing the class name, which is row. Fine. Now we would be defining the HTML which we will embed it. So let's store a variable called, let's give a variable name called inside div content, use the backtick, and inside the backtick we are going to paste all this column name. We have already defined the row, now it's time for all the columns. So inside the backtick, so in the src we will pass this variable. So this is how we use the variable in the backticks, dollar with the exclamatory with the curly braces, product price. We'll use the product price now. Now the content is ready. Now we need to append this content to the div. So div dot inner html equal to the variable name which we have saved the html content. Now this div we will append it to the cart container. So define the cart container with the help of get elements by class name, document dot get elements by class name. It's a class name since it has only one class, so I will pass the index 0 and store it into a variable called cart container. And cart container dot append child, and we will pass the div to it. So right now we have appended our div to the container. Now you can see we have an error, which is we need to pass the div in the double quotes. Let me remove it. We don't need the dummy row right now. So if you refresh, there would be nothing. It says we have an error, the div is not defined. So it's not a keyword. You can see it's not a keyword, we need to pass it inside the quotes. Fine, you can see the cart is getting added. Now the problem is we can add as many items we want. So the next thing, we are going to remove product on clicking the remove button. So if you click on the remove button, your product will get removed. So the next thing is we are going to call the remove button and add the listener to it. Sorry for that, I was running out of charge. Fine, now you can see we have defined the remove button with the help of get elements by class name. As we have already discussed, we have more than one classes with the name remove button, so I'm going to pass it to the for loop. So this for loop will run till the number of remove button is ended. Now pass the index, we need to pass the index and add listener, and this would be simply click. When I click on it, the function should get executed, and this function would be simply remove from cart. Fine, let's define the function remove from cart, and we would be passing the e. As we have already seen, e dot target will give you the current element, and e dot target dot parent element will give its parent element. And if you append remove function, so it will remove the parent. So there is an error, it says we have not defined the index. So if you click on the remove button, the parent element will get automatically removed. So our remove button is working perfectly. Now it's time for checking the title. If the title is already in the add to cart button, what we need is we need to prevent it from additionally adding it to the cart. So we are going to get the product titles which is inside the cart container. So cart container dot get elements by class name. Inside the container we have a class name called cart title. As we know, we have multiple cart titles, so we will be running for loop. So this for loop will run till the number of cart title are in the page. So we will be getting the cart title and we will check it with the title which we have, which we will get by clicking on the add to cart button. Pass the index. Now let me check on the console. We need to pass console. It's not working because I have not added console.log. So we will get the div with class cart title. So if you refresh it, click on add to cart. We need to add one more time. We need to click one more time. So you can see the iPhone 6 has shown up. Dot inner text will give you only the text node. Click one more time. Yes. Now we are going to compare it. If it is equal to the product title variable which we get by clicking on the add to cart button, if it is equal, then just return. First let alert it and check whether it is working or not. This is a message we will be getting if the product names are equal. Add to cart, and again add to cart, it says, and you can see after the alert it is not returning, it is getting into the next code. To stop it, you need to add the keyword return. So if you return the keyword in the for loop, it will just come out of the function. So you can see the error is just showing up and the product is not getting added. Now it's time to update the price after adding. You can see the total is 0. Now what we are going to do is we are going to get the product price which is in the cart. As we already did for the title, the same way we are going to do it for the prices. And now in this section we are not going to compare it, but we are going to add it to the previous value. So the prices can be the prices can be more than one since it's a class. So that's the reason why I'm writing for loop again. So define a variable called total. The total will be 0, and this total will append it with the prices which will be in the cart. So let's check whether we are getting the prices or not just by passing it to the console log. So this is how we append our total price, and once the total price is there, we will append the total price with the HTML. So this is a class we have not copied that class. Let me copy that class in the HTML. So you can see cart total price. It's the 1D class in the HTML, so I'm passing 0 dot inner text equal to, just pass the total price. So by default JavaScript will note it as a string. We don't have to, so it is making a string, that's why it is 0 plus 18,000 plus 12,000 it is showing up. So we need to make it to a number. So for that, pass it to the number object, or you can do parse int also. In this case we will do parse int. It says not a number. Let's console log and check whether we are getting the prices or not. So it will show up, but you can see there are commas, and the rupees sign is in it. So we are going to remove it. Dot replace, we are going to replace the rupees symbol with nothing for the first replace, and the second replace, you can see if you click, you can see the rupees symbol has gone up, has gone. Now let me remove the comma. We are going to replace comma with nothing. So if you click, you can see only 18,000 showing up. Now it will be a number. So now we can easily append it. Let me uncomment it, and inside of parse int, I'll pass our operation. You can see now it's showing up 30 total price perfectly. Now we need that in the number format. To get the number format, pass the number to the object, and it has a function to local string, and inside we need to pass en, so you'll get the comma separated, comma in the proper place. Fine. Now you can see if you remove, the product is still the 30,000. If you remove it again, it is still 30,000. Now we are going to do the next step, which is update price after removing. So inside the remove from cart function, we will define a function update price after remove. So this function is going to do the same thing. It is going to get all the prices from the cart container and simply append it, and simply going to sum it up and give it to the total in the HTML, as we have already done for the update price. Now it's remove. When we remove, it is going to get removed. It is going to calculate it again. So the same step I'm going to do it again. So let me forward it. The same step I'm going to copy paste. You can see, remove it, it's 18,000 now. Remove it at 0 now. So if you wish to see one more time, you will get the source code in the description. Thank you so much for listening. So if you are wondering how we got that, so let me show you again. So you can see the same string replace operation, I have performed it in the total, and I will append it as we did it. Fine. Now sum it up to the total, and copy paste the same, append it to the HTML, and that's it. Thank you so much for listening.